So, welcome back to my channel. So, today I want to talk about the Don't Fuck with Cats documentary. I watched this right when it came out. Like, I was intrigued by the trailer. I was like, oh my gosh, I need to watch this right now. So, I watched it. I believe it was the day it came out. And I'm still shook. Like, I'm still so... Just talking about it literally gives me the chills. Like, it really, really does. I have never watched a documentary where I literally had anxiety. The things they were saying was, like, it was crazy. And I can't believe nobody's talking about it. So I'm wondering if it's, like, people just couldn't do it because they're sensitive. You know, people don't want to see animals getting killed. So, I don't know if that had something to do with it. Like, maybe a bunch of people didn't really watch it. I'm actually, before I get into detail of what I'm going to talk about, I am going to link you to a video of a YouTuber, I forget her name, but she was one of the videos I found on YouTube that talked about it. Now, she's talking about what her issues were with this documentary, which I agree with almost everything she was saying. There were, like, two things that I don't really necessarily agree with, but I'll get into that. Okay, so I'm gonna link you to her video though because it's good. Whether you watched it or didn't watch it, like, she basically explains, like, if you don't want to watch it too. I believe the video is called I Watch Don't Fuck with Cats So You Don't Have To. So, basically, let me get into it. I'm not gonna say the killer's name just because, like, I don't feel that it deserves to be said, so I'm just gonna leave that out. And I'm also not going to name the guy that he killed because that's just, I'm not going to. Now, I know a lot of people said they didn't want to watch this documentary, like even people that I knew and stuff, they didn't want to watch it because they didn't want to see animals being killed, which is understandable. They do not show animals being killed. There is one scene, which she also mentions, where they show a picture of the dead cats, like, I believe it was in a refrigerator, and I'm, like, very sensitive to animals. Like, animals are my, like, life, okay? So, it's sad and it's upsetting, but they didn't show the actual videos where they show part of the video, so it is hard. Like, it's very hard to watch, even though they don't show him killing it. They describe it in great detail, like, everything. Like, it's not like they're trying to hide it. They're not, it's like, the whole thing is crazy. Okay, so one of her issues was that she felt like they showed too much. Now, I feel like they did a decent job and not showing too much, but I do feel that it can definitely trigger some people because there was, like, so much like, it was a fucked up documentary. Like, it was fucked up. And her other issue was the part in the documentary where Body Movin', that's my girl, okay? They actually, like, kind of made her watch the killing video of the man that he, like, disembodied, and I believe the cat video, and she had seen them, because, she had seen them before, and I'll also get into that, but not in their entirety, and she literally was, like, crying, like, I can't right now, like, I need a second, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, they literally, I don't know if they wanted, like she said in her video, I don't know if, like, it was, like, a shock value thing, like, they wanted to show you how fucked up it really was, or what. Now, I'm getting off track, though. So, this guy who did this, he basically went online. It was a link, I believe it was posted, it originally was posted to, like, YouTube or something, and he posted it there, then ended up posting it on, like, a Facebook page. Now, this group of animal activists, which were Body Movin', I believe the guy's name was John Smith. It was something like that, something easy. I'll name them because they're good people. So they went and basically went on this, like, they were trying to find this guy. When this cat video was posted, they were trying to find him. It was so graphic and so fucked up. They were like, we have to find who did this. So they basically went and like tried to look for him, and they were looking at like court, like outlets, and they were like, was he in the United States or like UK or whatever. Ended up that he was in Canada, I believe, and they were like, we need to find this guy, because if he's doing this like on camera to cats, and there was like a snake video, I believe. So the first video was, I'm not going to go into detail because it's just crazy, but I'll just tell you. It was, he was putting the cats, these kittens, they weren't even like, it's so sad. It was kittens, and he put them in a vacuum, like one of those vacuum suck bags. Like I don't know if that's what they're called, vacuum suck, but you know what I mean. He literally put them in there and killed them, basically, and filmed it. Like, ugh, gross. So then, after that, there was another animal abuse video that was, like, they were filming, and there was another person there, and they were filming, like, a snake. Also, in the beginning of that video, there were two hands, and this man claimed that it was this guy named Manny, and he told his mom that, and she, like, believed him, and it's just crazy. Like, my issue with that is that they, like, who was that person? Like, who, and then online people were saying, oh, that's the snake owner, or whatever, and I'm like, yeah, but there was someone else in the first video where they were, like, touching the cat, because they make it look like a sweet, innocent video, which is the only clip they actually show in the documentary. It's just, like, the beginning, where he's, like, petting him, and then they tell you that it takes a crazy turn, and it's awful. Like, it's literally so awful. But I will say this documentary kept my attention. Like, I wanted to keep watching it. It's, like, a 3-part series. It's really disturbing, though. Like, you have to kind of, like, I wanted to kind of, like, puke. Like, I was literally so, like, what? Just listening to the things that they were saying. So I can't imagine, like, somebody clicking on the link, watching these videos. Like, I would have lost it. Like, just talking about it and hearing about it makes me crazy. So, okay, so all that happened. And this girl that I'm referring her video to, I wish I knew her name, it'd be easier. But, I'm gonna link her in the description of this video so you know what I'm talking about. Because she describes it so much better than I can. I get off track a lot. So anyway, her other issue was, that they didn't, the victim of the man that he killed, like, he was, like, an afterthought in the documentary. So, what happened after the whole cat instance was, he went on, I believe, like, a dating site. I'm not sure which one. I don't think they even said. Asked this guy to come over, hook up, blah, blah, blah. And then, literally, he filmed killing him. So the guy thought he was going there to get, like, some sex, some sexy time, and he literally got murdered. But it wasn't, like, I mean, not that murder's great in any way, but this was, like, beyond, like, it's crazy. Like, it's something that you wouldn't even hear in, like, today. Like, usually people aren't, like, back in the day, like, serial killers were more crazy than they are now. I feel like now it's, like, people just do basic shit. Like, I'm not saying it's always that's the case, but, like, compared to back in the day, like, Ted Bundy and, Jeffrey Dahmer and all those people, the clown guy, like, they were, like, crazy, like, they were out there with what they did. So this was, like, insane for today. And the fact that they had forever to find him. Now, this Facebook group, ended up finding him, I believe. Like, they were, like, damn detectives. They found him, like, his name and everything, I guess, gave it to the police, showed the video. I can't remember exactly, you'd have to go watch it. And then, the guy had, like, after that all happened with the, guy that he did that to, I'm not gonna share all the gory details, basically, but it was really bad. And he filmed it. He claimed to his mother this whole time that he was being framed by a person named Manny. He ended up, like, in these killings and stuff, he was reenacting, like, scenes from movies, and I believe one of them was, I can't remember the movie, but he basically wanted fame And, like, he got it, for sure. And that's another issue that she had with this documentary was, like, he was thought of too much in this documentary. Like, his name was said multiple times. I get, like, they were trying to make a point. I understand. And when you want it to be entertaining, but, you know, you are giving him what you want. What he wanted, basically. But, I don't know. I think, for the most part, it was done well. There were a few things that I do feel were not done well. But I will say it was definitely interesting, and I didn't want to turn it off. So that, and then the other part, which I totally agree with her, was the whole, like, thing with his mom. The interview with his mom was almost like, I don't even know if she should have been in the documentary, to be honest, because, like, I feel like now she's probably getting so much hate, and I actually was reading about this on, I think it was on that video, and then like on some sort of forum where people could comment, and she's getting a lot of hate, and I don't know if it's a case of, you know, people just love their kids and don't want to believe that their kids could do awful things. I don't know. Like, I don't have kids, so I don't know how you would feel if your kid, like, murdered people and cats and did all these terrible things, but he basically told her that this Manny guy, for, like, a few years, was making him do all these things. Now, regardless if that were true or not, I don't think it is, and a lot of people, they explain all that in the documentary later on, that that's not the case. But whether that were the case or weren't, like, you still did it. So even if you were being forced to do these terrible, horrible things, you're on camera fucking doing it. So in my eyes, you're a killer. That's like being in a murder scene and you know somebody's gonna go fuck someone up. You're just as guilty. Like, that's just how it is. But he literally did this stuff. Like, this wasn't like he didn't do it. Like, there's video footage that he did it. So I don't know if she just loves her son and what. And then a lot of people are like, I think she did it. I'm like, I don't know about that. I just think that they were saying, like, I think she helped him and blah blah blah, and I'm like, I don't think that. But, you know. Also, people were saying I don't like how it was more focused on the animals than the person. Now, the whole reason I believe, this is my opinion, on why they named the documentary Don't Fuck With Cats is because this all started with the cat video. Like, people didn't even think to look him up until they saw this horrible, horrible video. They saw this horrible video, and then they were like, we're gonna go look this up and look into this. So that's basically what happened, and that's what led to this, because the animal rights activist people were literally saying, like, they had a Facebook group and everything, and they were saying, if he's doing this to animals, he's doing this to people and other things, you know? So that's why they got on it and were, like, hunting him down. And then I had a last thing that I was gonna say, and I can't remember it now. I touched on this a little bit before, but the whole thing where there were other hands, people were saying that was the snake owner. Now, in the first video, there was another set of hands. And I'm just shocked, like, when the police were talking and the detectives and all that, I was like, the whole time I'm sitting there, I'm like, what is this? Like, who the hell was that? Because in my opinion, I'm like, whoever the hell that was is still out there. So I'm like, what is going on? And, like, every forum that I've seen, people are saying, that's a snake owner, that's a snake owner. But how could it be the snake owner? Like, I don't know. In the first video, it's really weird. I don't know why nobody's talking about it. It makes me crazy. Like, I'm like, what is this? Like, there's so many, and if you watch it, if you are a person who's gonna watch it after this and all that, I have so many questions still. Like, I have so many questions. Like, there were so many things that were kind of, like, all over the place. Not with the documentary, but well, kind of with the documentary, but also, like, when the cops got into it and all that. It's crazy. It's literally insane, and I'm still shook. Like, that documentary literally traumatized me for, like, 2 weeks, and I watch all kinds of, like, messed up documentaries, and that, out of all of them, was the worst. It was good, but it was bad. if that makes sense. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. I'm sorry I rambled a little extra, but sometimes you just gotta. Like and subscribe to my channel so you can be notified every time I post a new video. Thank you for watching. And let me know if you'd like me to make more videos like this.